Hello, everybody. C. Ray Brower here with Your Perfect Home podcast. And we have Krystle-Anne Valdez today with Premier Financial. And we are going to go over some really interesting stuff coming up next. And we're back. Always get my head bobbing.
I know, me too.
So here we are coming off of a long weekend. Have you got the brain all straightened out after that long weekend?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I'm confused now. I don't know whether it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Are we going to our BNI meeting tomorrow, or
Oh yeah. See.
the day after?
Exactly. Exactly. I was like, is tomorrow? Is it Friday or is it?
So did you do any fun things over the long weekend?
You know what? What did I do? This is how much I don't remember what I do during the week. Because my mom took my son for the weekend, but like now I'm trying to think like what did I do? I think we had a work seminar, but I like those. Those are fun.
There you go. There you go. Right
Took a little
on.
dip in the pool, but then other than that, I think that what did we do? We took my son to the Redwood City. I guess they have a city like music in the street or something like that.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, so that was fun. It was crowded.
Crowded, yeah. Yeah, usually those things get very crowded. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's cool. That's cool. That's a lot more exciting than what I did, because I remember what I did. It was like yard work and walking the dogs and
That's
hanging
fun
out.
too. That's fun too.
Busy, busy
Doesn't
work,
have to
work.
be busy all the time, right?
That's what my bride says.
Mm-mm.
Not supposed to be busy all the time.
It's okay. We like it though.
Exactly. So we are coming in. Well, we just started. We're on what's this? The fifth. We're on the fifth day of National Life Insurance Awareness Month,
Yes.
and Premier Financial Alliance got a big award from Forbes. Was it Transformative CEO Award? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Ray, so as a brokerage, that means there's like multiple agencies in the one brokerage, but our flagship carrier is National Life Group. So the CEO for National Life Group, his name is, oh my gosh, I'm blanking out right now.
Let's see.
Right.
Oh, I didn't get it down.
Yeah, but he actually got that Forbes award because of basically like treating our company more with a servant attitude than anything. So it's not really just about business all the time. It's about how can you impact the community, and that's the transformation. So instead of just thinking about business, it's more like how can our people help the people around us. So it's more community based. It's all about putting the human efforts into everything, like making sure that everyone still knows that they're a person, and that's important to us. So instead of just having people that having a company that's purely based on profits, we always
Right.
think about people first. And because we have so many people from different backgrounds with that mindset, you're here with people that are nurses to doctors to real estate to engineers to people that are doing nails or different backgrounds doing this one thing, offering life insurance just because it has a different mission, and it resonated with each person. So I love that because it's all about having a servant heart.
That is a beautiful, beautiful thing. I have always had that servant heart myself.
I could tell.
Really, and it's kind of amazing because I was just thinking about this the other day. I was talking to somebody and they said, I can really tell that you have a lot of faith.
Yeah.
But the conversation was leaning towards that faith, right?
Right. Right.
But when I had the transmission repair shop, it amazed me how many people came into the shop and
Mm-hmm.
we're having a conversation about fixing their car, and they would ask, "So you believe, huh?" And I said, "Yeah, I do. What makes you say that?" I could just tell.
Oh,
I
okay.
could just tell, and that's the way we're supposed to be. We're not
Right.
supposed to be out there telling everybody how they have to act or about our beliefs and but it should just exude from the
Yeah.
heart.
Like
I
it,
mean, that's
neatness, right?
I like that. I like that
Yeah.
a lot. I
I
like
think
that a lot.
that's why I connect with you, C Ray, because I can see like you're good-hearted people. Like genuine people is very easy to just get along with.
Yes, they are. They're very very easy to get along with, and they come into a room and people feel it.
Right.
They know that they have entered the room. They understand it. And one of my, well, a very very close friend of mine. I lived with her for a couple of years, and I have to give her credit for bringing me and my wife together for coming up on 31 years.
Amazing.
But
Wow.
I had lived with her, and I had to. We wasn't really a mutual understanding. I was told I needed to leave.
It's okay. We have all had those.
Yeah, but we remained friends
Yeah.
and very, very good friends. She still is a very good friend of mine, even though she's 3,000 miles away.
Oh wow.
But she was the one responsible for putting me and Sue, my bride,
Yeah.
together years later, right? So she said that about me. She says, it's people know when you enter the room. And I thought, wow, I never really thought of it that way, but
Yeah. And I'm
yeah.
sure she wouldn't have connected you with her friend if she didn't like you.
Right, right. And that's a whole long story about how that actually came about. We won't go into that today.
Maybe our next conversation about relationships.
Exactly.
Too funny.
So the National Life Insurance Awareness Month is
Mhm.
all about educating people about life insurance and helping them understand what does Premier Financial Alliance do to help contribute to that.
You know what? Because we are like a marketing agency, it's all about marketing. So social media is like a huge platform for anyone if they're trying to get their name out there. Obviously, like your podcast right now, but you have other platforms. You have LinkedIn, you have Instagram, you have Facebook. But literally, what we're doing is they provide the marketing for us, and it's about education. Like, what kind of insurance are there? What are the types? What is the one that you need? Find the right one for you. Understand everything a little bit more. Like, it's breaking everything down to the nitty gritty, so people can really see, like, it's pretty transparent, like there's term or there's permanent. And it's
Yeah,
making people understand, like, is this actually right for you? And one of the things that I've been noticing as far as like the marketing materials, the strategies, is that we're really just trying to show people, like, hey, it may not be what you're assuming, or um like, not as expensive as you think, or say it's not just for people that have kids, or say it's
right,
we can help small businesses, and small businesses may not even know that they can utilize life insurance, right? And being able to post something daily, or sharing that information daily, just helps people know there's these things out there for people, even if not for them, maybe they know someone who ends up talking about it, right?
right, right.
And that's
Exactly.
really
Yes.
marketing for all of us.
Yeah, exactly. And that is what we need to bring people to us. I am a really firm believer in getting this out there as much as possible, because really and truly, the marketing that your company provides, the marketing my company provides, the marketing that the different sources that I have to have things to put out to people to show them what's going on in the market, really, truly what's going on in the market, not just what our news media is telling us, because oftentimes those stories are skewed a little bit off center, one
Usually.
way or the other, right or left, depending
Usually.
on what the narrative they want to portray.
Exactly. Exactly.
And actually looking at the numbers and looking at the true statistics and looking at the entire picture, not
Right.
the little sound bite. I hate sound bites. I really hate sound bites, even though I cut these podcasts into sound bites. I try to, those sound bites, I try to actually convey what was being said,
Right.
not put a sound bite out that is just there to be a sound bite and
Biased
uh,
way or another.
clickbait bias. There you go. So I like the fact that you're out there doing the same kind of thing, So
Yeah, I know, like we specialize, like my company specializes in one, one of the products, but I offer all of them. Like I'm not, I'm not sticking to one. Like I show people everything so they can see. So it's really like an option decision. I mean, you go to a menu and you see a lot and it's a lot. But luckily my menu is pretty small and people can kind of, focus on one and then kind of go from there.
that's those restaurants that have the books.
Oh, the longer they leave me with it, the more I order.
BJ's used to be that way, and I was so happy the last time we went in, which has been a couple months ago now. But BJ's used to have a menu that was like this thick, right? I mean, it was like crazy,
Mhm.
but now they've got it pared down to like a normal kind of
Oh,
menu,
really?
like
It's been
27 items or something, which is still a lot, but
yeah.
it wasn't the 127 they used to
Pizza,
have.
chicken, pasta.
Yeah, exactly. And 14 chickens and 19
Right.
pastas, and yeah.
Exactly. I know exactly what you mean. I think that's actually why I like, I like my brokerage because, as a brokerage, we offer multiple companies, but being that we're like, kind of honed in on a few companies based on what, the market needs. And, like I said, everybody can choose what they want, but like being that I found a company that resonates with me, that's what I'm going to offer. Right. And then kind of, everybody can still, everybody has a decision that can make them their own decision, but that's what I kind of put forward first.
Right, right. And focusing on their needs
Right.
is always way better than focusing on your needs or what you think is best or your money.
Right.
That's one thing that I have experienced quite a bit, that the people that are not getting taken care of are
Mm-hmm.
normally the people whose commission to the agent working with them is
Oh my
not
God.
as high,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
and so they get just pushed off to the side. We don't want to talk to them. We'll if they come back, kind of thing. And I've had so many people over the years go, "You're the first guy that's called me back," or "You're the first guy that's continued to talk to me." I mean,
So
I've got a 450 credit score, and I only make $25,000 a year, but you still talk to me. Well,
yeah.
someday your credit score is going to be where it's supposed to be, and you will make more money, or you'll marry into money, or something will happen. And or if it doesn't, at least I'm here, and somebody that knows somebody that knows
Yeah.
somebody.
You actually
Right,
care about someone, right?
right, exactly.
I love that. And that's kind of interesting that you said that because I'm actually running into a lot of clients where they've been denied because of medical history. And for me, like I dig really deep. I'm like, okay, why are we getting denied? What is the reason? Is this like across the board? What can we do next? Like I'm still working on like a few cases, but everyone's like, oh, I thought you would have gave up already. I'm like, until I'm satisfied with the answer, we're still gonna figure this out.
Right, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Ask
I'm like,
more questions until you know it all, until
right,
you understand. Right.
right,
I mean,
exactly.
I'm a big question guy. I'm a big question guy when I'm talking to people. I'll ask a question. If the answer isn't complete, I'll ask more questions, until I understand really what it is that we're trying to explain to me.
Exactly.
Um,
I need that clarity.
right, right, exactly. So the National Life Group
Hmm.
actually was just recently upgraded to
Hmm.
Superior.
Right.
What led to that, and what does that mean? I mean, is Superior the top, or is there something over the top of Superior? How does that rating work?
Very interesting, C-Ray, that you asked this, because I went back to look into deeper, like how many other companies are there and whatnot. So when we send out our highlights for the year, like we talk about all the companies. So there's AM Best. They're actually the leading global rate agency to rate like insurances.
Okay,
And then so they're the leading one, and then
and
there's
that
that
the name of that again was what?
AM Best.
AOB. Okay.
And then there's Standard and Poor's, so that's another one. And then they have Moody's. So basically, the company that I'm working with, there's like superior, like there's different levels of superior, there's different levels of excellent, and all three of those agencies. And for AM Best, because they're the leading, superior is one of the highest ratings.
Okay.
And but there's like a plus plus, and there's a plus, and we're A plus. So that being said, like that actually shows that, kind of giving people the assurance that this company is offering coverage, that this from a carrier that's financially sound. They trust them, like it's somebody that they're backing up and they trust to take care of finances, and that's what you want from a company, right?
Right. Right. Yeah, you want to know that if and when you have to file a claim, that there's going to be funds there to actually take care of you. Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly. And when
absolutely.
it comes to a company like National Life Group, they're all they're strictly word of mouth. So having a company like AM Best or Standard and Poor's and Moody's being able to back them with a A plus superior excellent score gives them
Hmm.
the backing that they need to move with confidence, because all these other companies, like, we know other companies because of marketing,
Right.
right? We know them because they're on TV and you see them on the billboards, but like, because we see them, we instantly think, oh, they must be good, right? But like,
Yeah.
that's not always true.
No, not always.
Not
Not
always true,
always.
right?
Yeah,
Like, you
for
can see
certain.
McDonald's, and yes, they're cheap, but are they good for you?
They
Yeah,
used to be real cheap when I was young.
I know they don't have a dollar value menu anymore, so it's but hey, you could still get those chicken nuggets for $5.
When I was young, you could get a whole meal for under $1. Get
Oh man.
change back from your dollar.
The
Hamburger
difference.
fries and a Coke.
Hey, now you're just talking about inflation, and next thing you know, we're gonna talk about it. We're like, remember when?
Yeah, exactly.
It's so
Exactly.
wild. I honestly,
It-
I honestly look at like everything that I spend on. I think of that. I'm like, wow, how much is this really? Like, if I was still working hourly wages, how much am I really spending? Like, this is a whole day on a meal or whatever.
right, right. And of course, now with the inflation that we've been having and then trying to cut back on the inflation and all of that, um, I was, I pay attention to a lot of things, unfortunately.
No, that's okay. I mean, you need to in your line of business, right? Like,
In my line of business, I need to pay attention to a lot of things, but some of the things I pay attention to are really not related to my business. Like
that's okay. It's good to
um,
know everything.
we we buy our toilet paper at Costco.
Yes.
Get the nice Charmin. Now, before this big inflation and interest rate raise and everything, the rolls would barely fit in the holder in our bathroom to hold
Oh,
the extra ones. You'd have to push them down in. Now
mhm.
they'll fall down in. Same brand, same stuff, but
Interesting.
they're not as big around, so they you got to use a little pressure before you have to push them in.
Yeah, I
So
get it.
now, and then the thing that I really noticed that was really weird was they're also thinner this way, and they don't have a straight cut.
How
They've got a
interesting.
wave cut. The wave cut is, nobody's ever told me and explained why is it a wave cut? But that's a whole, wow. I got off on a tangent there for a minute, didn't
But I
I?
understood it. I understood it. I was like, yeah, they're like literally skimping on the little things. It's like a toothpaste. The toothpaste, it could be the same thing, but it's like they just took just a little bit out,
Yeah,
just to make a
yeah,
little bit of change.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. The
Yeah.
box is the same size, but the toothpaste inside it is a couple ounces less, or a half an ounce less, or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, it's
Actually,
just
you know what? I kind of, I started to understand that more for my industry because, we offer different caps and different participation rates and things like that. But depending on the climate, um, there might be a strategy that was like higher caps or lower caps or whatnot. But it depends on inflation and the market. And what's happening is when they're putting the lower caps, is so that they can keep the cost of insurance at the same instead of charging people for a higher cost of insurance. And I'm like, oh, I like that. I get it.
yeah.
Now I get the
And just
change.
I'm the same way. I pay a lot of attention, but I also do what you do, and that is use industry terminology.
Hmm.
And some people don't truly understand. So, would you explain to people what caps are?
Yeah, of course. So, when we're talking about strategies, sometimes, like, if you have, for like an instance, an indexed, my gosh. Oh, well, it could be indexed annuity. It can be an index universal life. But let's say you have a cap. Like, it all depends on the market. So you do as well as the market, or, if the market crashes, you lose no money. But let's say there was a cap of 10%, but the market, or cap of 6%, but the market did 10. That means on your index, you only credit the 6% because that's where it's capped at. And then based on the participation rate, so participation is kind of like how much are they going to put basically all their chips in. So if it's 100%, you get that full 6%. But if you had 200%, that 6% multiplied by 200% gives you 12%. I don't know, it's
Well,
hard saying it with words, but if like I was able to show everybody, I think it would make more sense. Hopefully that kind of makes sense.
maybe we can talk about that a little more in depth next time, and I can let you share the screen, and you can
Yeah, of course.
actually, that'd be very, very helpful, I think, for everybody. I think
Yeah,
that'd
we'll
be
break
very
it
helpful
down a
for
little
everybody.
bit and make
Yeah.
it, hopefully it makes more sense. Probably you just have to watch the video over and over.
I can appreciate that too. So, in our group, you speak about living benefits
Mhm.
of life insurance,
Right.
the actual living benefits. So, could you share some of the reasons living benefits are good, how people could use living benefits, and why some of those living benefits are set up by your company?
Yeah, of course. So, living benefits is an innovation that has changed, and they started all those years ago. It has changed throughout the years, adding more features, and all of those things. So, initially, when living benefits started, it was just terminal illness, and most companies have that. Actually, all of them do. Whether it's terminal illness means that someone's going to pass within a certain time period. So most companies have 6 months, 12 months. Our company offers 2 years. So in that case, they can actually accelerate up to 100% of their uh, life insurance tax free. And they get that and they can use that for whatever bills they have, or anything while they're still alive. Then you no longer get your policy. So let's keep that clear. Like, basically, you accelerated your death benefit. And then, there's different kinds. So there's a chronic illness. I've seen a lot of companies have that now, but that covers in case of, a doctor certifies a 90-day disability. and someone couldn't perform, two of their six activities of daily living, and people can again use up to a certain amount of their life insurance either as a monthly income or they get paid out on it. And again, that accelerates their death benefit ahead of time, but it can help people for those reasons. So one story that I think I shared with you on my videos is there's a guy out in Stockton who actually opened up this plan years ago, and within 4 months he got into a car accident. Well, this car accident broke his leg and his hip and left him out of work for 8 months. And that's scary.
Yeah.
The worst part is he was the primary breadwinner and his wife was pregnant with the fourth kid. So, when you think about those things, like you don't expect an accident to happen, but luckily for that guy, he had this plan and he got $60,000
Wow.
from his insurance. And I like to share, like, that guy is actually an agent with our brokerage now. And
Oh,
so he's sharing his own story. So that's one of them.
so
And
I watched the video. He was a business owner.
mhm.
Does he still have that business and do this also?
You know what? I don't know the whole extent of his history. I just know that he does this.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think
Great.
he may have had something before, but maybe but I know that he is definitely an agent now.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Very
and
nice. Yeah,
and
that's always good. You said a couple of times accelerate your death benefit,
mhm,
which
mhm,
I understand that means you're taking away from your death benefit. So you had $1 million,
right,
needed 100,000. Now you've only got 900,000 in death benefit.
right, right, right.
If he was young, I don't know, in his
Yeah,
30s,
he's down.
right?
Uh-huh.
So at 30 years old, something like that happens to you. You accelerate your death benefits. You pull out some money. Is there a way to get that back in? So you still
So
had $1 million?
that's a good question, actually, C Ray. So there's different ways, different options that they can give you depending on like the severity of what's happened. So you can either take like the full amount, which closes your entire life insurance policy. You can take a partial, and that basically keeps some of your life insurance open. But in usual cases, if people take out the full 100%, you no longer have a policy, but you have to reapply at one point. But let's say you do have $1 million policy and they accelerate a discounted rate. So let's say you accelerated, like you had, knock on wood, there was a stage 4 cancer, you got $880,000. So it's not something that people are looking to now get life insurance for at this time, depending on what their health conditions are, because now they have that money, right?
Right.
But if they did want to get another life insurance, they would just have to reapply again, and just basically reapply based on their new health and new age.
Very good. Very
Yeah,
good. That makes a ton of sense. That
yeah.
makes
Because
a
then
ton
if
of
you're
sense.
giving it like for everything, then it's kind of, I told people that can be a scam at that point. If you're getting the benefit and you're getting the life insurance and you're getting the cash, like that's a lot of things that they shouldn't be doing.
Right.
And I'm like,
Right.
where would they get all that money? Then that would be kind of crazy.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's kind of how it works. And people get kind of surprised how these living benefits work, because I just talked about two so far, but we also offer like critical illness, critical injury, and a lot of companies are coming up with the same ideas. And I tell people, read them thoroughly or sit with another agent and have them read it for you. Like, I look through those all the time, right?
Right.
And I just show people the differences. I'm not saying like, hey, this is better, but like, I just want you to see what's the differences here, right? And that's one of the things that people get confused on, like, how can they pay a living benefit while you're alive? And I'm like, this is the new innovation that's happened with life insurance,
Right.
because people are so used to just having a death benefit. But nobody wants to talk about death. Let's talk about living benefits. What if we can help you
Right.
if you're still alive, right? And
That's
I wouldn't
you.
mind. I mean, knock on wood, I don't want to pass away or anything, but like not anytime soon. But let's say I needed the living benefit. I would prefer to have that than and save some money to use for my life insurance, or for my funeral costs later. Or maybe you
Right.
don't have to think about that for a while because you've extended your life,
Right.
right?
Right.
So I think
Exactly.
that's kind of amazing, because what's happening is, you know, the death insurance or life insurance, what it's really for is people preparing for death, and that's kind of inevitable. But living benefits,
Kind of. Kind of.
it's inevitable, right? But I know. I was talking to thinking in my head earlier, and I was like, honestly, death is inevitable, right? But I said it wrong today.
Yeah. No, you did fine. I,
But
you know me though.
I
I'm
know,
going to
but
jump in.
when I was thinking about living benefits, like, you're literally just putting into something that you don't even know if you're ever gonna need, but it's there if you need it,
Right.
right?
Right.
And I love that National Life Group offers it for free, and that's in this world where we pay for everything. Free is best.
If it's free, it's for me.
I know. Free is for me too. That's
Uh,
one of the reasons I love it, because it's not like, the stories that I shared with you through the email. It's not like everybody was sitting there and they were like, oh, I'm gonna get cancer, so that's why I got this policy, right?
right.
It was just like, I think there was one story of a lady who just had a baby, and then she found out she had breast cancer, right? And she didn't think that she was going to have breast cancer, but she did. And, just because she had this plan, her agent called her and said, hey, we have your policy, and that can give you some funds to help with your medical expenses. And
Right.
that's what it did. Like, it surprised them. They were like, wow, this is actually something that I could use. And it alleviated the stress of figuring out how was that going to work with their family.
Yeah.
And I think
And
that's the
that's what life insurance really is about, is
right.
alleviating the stress of
Mm-hmm.
what happens after a catastrophe. Whether, I mean, with living benefits, it's a benefit right now.
Yeah.
The disaster happened right now, and the whole family's in it.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's the death benefit, it's the same thing, because it creates a problem. I know one of the other videos you sent me was
Yeah.
the mother that had her two girls, and
Yeah.
they had bought life insurance, and yeah, he got critically ill and passed away at a
Yeah.
very young age.
Very young.
And she was able to eliminate that stress, keep
Mm-hmm.
the house. The girls were able to be, you know,
Yeah.
taken care of for the rest of their life, and she's able to move forward with her life even during the tragedy, which
Exactly. I think I made all you guys cry in that video.
I did get a little teary. Well, we are over time. I
Mhm.
really appreciate you coming on, Krystle. I see I didn't get the scroll going while I was bebopping my head. So if you wanted to tell everybody how to get hold of you,
Of
that'd be wonderful.
Of course. Thanks for having me, C. Ray. Everyone, this is Krystle-Anne Valdez. I can be reached by phone 408-334-9960. You can text me, you can call me, or you can even email me at krys.anne@krys-anne.com. Okay?
Very, very cool. Thank you so much, Krystle. It's always a pleasure having you on. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, and I'll see if I can get everybody teary-eyed with my
Thanks so much for
presentation
the time.
tomorrow. Everybody, go out and be the sunshine in somebody's rainy day. And of course, remember C. Ray to find your perfect home or your perfect place, as we do at my BNI meeting. You can get hold of me at 209-300-0311 or email me at c.ray@yourperfecthomegroup.com. Sharing is caring. So if you're watching this, go ahead and share it. Like, follow, trust, ring the bell, all the stuff on all the different platforms. Thank you all again for being there, and go out and be the sunshine in somebody's rainy day. We'll see you all again